Will Stone Cold Steve Austin return to the wrestling ring yet again? And could this major star be returning to WWE or heading to AEW? But first, let's go to the quickfire headlines as following today's New Japan Battle Autumn event. Zack Sabre Jr. and Ren Narita are set to meet in the final of the NJPW World TV title tournament to crown the inaugural champion. Sabre Jr. would overcome the challenge of Evil, whilst Narita defeated Sanada in the semi-finals, with the final set to take place at Wrestle Kingdom 17 on January 4th. Elsewhere on the New Japan Battle Autumn show, AEW's FTR would successfully retain their IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships when they would defeat Great-O-Khan and Jeff Cobb of the United Empire. The main event of the show would see IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay overcome the popular Tetsuya Naito, with the Brit then issuing an open challenge for his title. Shota Umino would then accept the offer, with the two now set for a title match at the New Japan Stardom Historic Crossover event on November 20th. Fightful Select are reporting that upon the signing of Scarlett Bordeaux to WWE in 2019, she was in line to be partnered up with Damian Priest in NXT. However, Priest didn't think it was a good fit, with the plans being scrapped last minute. Scarlett's character would then be put on the back burner until her husband, Karrion Kross, later came into the company in 2020. According to PW Insider, production has begun on a brand new AEW reality series produced by Warner Bros. Discovery, focused around several members of the roster. A camera crew are said to have been backstage this past Wednesday at Dynamite and were once again at the live Rampage last night in New Jersey. The series will be the second AEW reality show, with the first being Rhodes to the Top, focused around Cody and Brandy Rhodes, which aired in 2021. There is no word when the new series will hit television screens. Last night on the live edition of AEW Rampage, Orange Cassidy would successfully defend his All-Atlantic title against New Japan Pro Wrestling star Katsuyori Shibata. According to AEW president Tony Khan, the match came about after he was told by the New Japan office that Shibata was a fan of the AEW product, and if the Wrestling Observer newsletter is to be believed, he would personally request a match with Orange Cassidy, as well as Bryan Danielson, who could be his next opponent. The brackets for the upcoming AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament have finally been confirmed, with Eddie Kingston taking on Ethan Page. Bandido will battle fellow countryman Roosh. Lance Archer finds himself across the ring from Ricky Starks, and Dante Martin has a huge size disadvantage when he meets Brian Cage. The matches will be held over the next couple of weeks, with the final happening at Full Gear on November 19th. Whoever wins the tournament will then go on to face the AEW World Champion, which will either be Jon Moxley or MJF. And another match has been confirmed for Full Gear, with Chris Jericho now set to defend his ROH World Championship against Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli, both who are former champions themselves and of course members of the Blackpool Combat Club, as well as his Jericho Appreciation Society teammate Sammy Guevara in four-way action. According to the newest Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE has placed restrictions on Pro Wrestling Noah ahead of the scheduled match between the legendary Great Muta and current WWE superstar Shinsuke Nakamura on the New Year 2023 event from Nippon Budokan in Tokyo, Japan. There are said to be restrictions in place regarding the promotion of the event outside of Japan, as well as in English. Whilst Noah is allowed to do promo videos, match graphics and press releases with Nakamura's name on it, there are other restrictions, including not being allowed to mention WWE anywhere else. Last night we would report a quote from Matt Hardy's podcast where he discussed the return of the Elite to AEW, as well as the All Out 2022 backstage incident involving CM Punk and Ace Steel. This is what Matt would say. I will say this right here and right now, those guys didn't do anything wrong in this situation. If anything, they were the victims. I'm telling you that from a first-person perspective. I was there, I witnessed it all. Hardy has since clarified his comments, taking to Twitter to confirm that he was not present at the show and didn't witness the brawl, but that he witnessed the entire process in real time over the months and stands by his comments that the Elite were not in the wrong. Also, we have another note regarding Matt Hardy and the Elite, as according to Fightful Select, Hardy has nothing to do with the Delete the Elite segments that have been airing on AEW television, despite the use of his catchphrase. And next up, could Stone Cold Steve Austin return to the ring yet again? Earlier this year at WrestleMania, wrestling icon Steve Austin would return to the ring for the first time since March 2003, when the Kevin Owens show turned into a street fight between the two wrestlers in the main event of WrestleMania 38. The question has now become, will this be his last ever match, or could we see him make a return at the upcoming WrestleMania in Los Angeles, California? Speaking with Give Me Sport this week, Wrestling Insider WrestleVotes would reveal reveal how happy Austin was with his return at Mania, and that sources in WWE feel like he'd be open to working another one, and they would say, "I know that he had a wonderful time doing it last year in Dallas. He was happy, he was elated. Let's say that the performance of the match, everything went so well and people loved it so much, so I know that he was thrilled to post WrestleMania, and I'd say he was open to doing it again." WrestleVotes would then clarify their comments on Twitter, adding some further context, and they would note, "I'll follow up on this. Sources believe Austin would definitely listen to any proposals for this year's Mania. Me nor the rest of the world knows what his answer would be, however." Whilst this isn't confirmation that the Rattlesnake has had talks over a return or if Triple H would even be interested in bringing him in, it's certainly a story to watch as April draws closer. With all the speculation surrounding CM Punk right now, if the stars align, we could get one of the ultimate dream matches of all time between the straight-edge superstar and the beer-swilling redneck, who by the way are my top 2 of all time. Just putting that out there, but let's see how it plays out. And next, could this major star be returning to WWE or heading to AEW? For several months, the wrestling futures of former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Naomi and Sasha Banks have been up in the air, this following their fallout and ultimate walkout of WWE in May due to creative disagreements. Contradicting reports have emerged since then, with some saying that they have received their release from WWE, whilst others are stating that they are set to return to the company. Following the news that the pair were pulled from next weekend's Vulture Festival due to a scheduling conflict, Sasha Banks has added fuel to the rumor fire by releasing a video on social media teasing that her next move is imminent, and she would say, "As time passes, there's been so much growth and there's been so much beautiful opportunity. The journey that I've been loving, but as the time goes on, the day is coming that I've been waiting for the past 6 months and I can't wait. I'm really going to make the most of this November to make all my dreams happen in preparation for this date that I've been waiting for. I'm very excited and I hope you guys come along for this journey, which I know a lot of you have been with me for so long, so thank you. I just want to let you know that there will be something so fucking crazy coming." Fans have of course taken this as a sign that Sasha could be making her WWE return, however her words could also be interpreted in a different way, with the fact that she asked her fans to come along for the journey with her, being a sign that it might be something away from WWE. When Sasha says that she's waited 6 months for this moment, what exactly is she talking about? Could she be talking about her return to WWE under the Triple H regime? Could she be talking about receiving her release from WWE? Could she be talking about a debut in another wrestling organization? Or is it something completely unrelated to wrestling? In terms of the month of November and possibilities in wrestling, WWE will hold their Survivor Series War Games this month on the 26th, with a spot in the Women's War Games match a possibility. AEW are hosting their Full Gear pay-per-view on the 19th, while Stardom are set for their co-promoted event with New Japan Pro Wrestling called Historic Crossover, where the inaugural IWGP Women's Champion will be crowned. Could Sasha be set to confront Kairi or Mayu Iwatani upon their title win, setting up a match for Wrestle Kingdom? Bear in mind that Banks did tease a match with Kairi for the title at Wrestle Kingdom on social media, so who knows, but the possibilities are endless across the wrestling world. But what do you think is next for Sasha Banks? Is she heading back to WWE? Could she be heading to AEW? Or is she set to debut in Stardom? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers unmasked.